back to the channel, everyone. Hey, I was just training the sales team, working with a great group of people, and I realized something. Everyone's too focused on appointments. Everyone wants more appointments. Let me teach you actually how to get them. It's not through scripts or a better objection training. You don't need a better CRM, more leads, any of that stuff. You're solving the wrong problem, okay? The difference between someone booking 5 appointments a week and someone booking 20 isn't charisma, it isn't confidence, it isn't luck. It's understanding the human psychology at a level where saying yes becomes the next natural step. So what I'm going to do for you in this video today is really teach you how elite salespeople think about appointment setting. Not what they say, how they think. Because once you understand the psychology, you can book appointments in any industry, selling anything to anyone. Hey, go ahead and grab a pencil and paper. What's written is retained. I want to teach a bunch of winners today, not losers. Losers don't write things down. Winners do. All right. Hey, stop trying to book appointments. I think that's the most important thing, and that's where a lot of you guys are failing. You believe your job is to book a meeting. Well, that's not true. Your job is to reduce uncertainty. Hey, and at the core of psychology here, that's actually what it is. They don't want to waste their time getting on a call with some imbecile who's just going to blabber and blabber about a product they're not even interested, right? Every human being is constantly asking themselves one question: hey, is this worth my time? Time is the most valuable currency on earth, right? Not money, but time. So when you ask someone for 30 minutes, right, you aren't asking for 30 minutes. Like I said, you're asking them to gamble their time. Think about how ridiculous most outreach sounds. It's terrible. A lot of you suck at your outreach. It's garbage, right? Can we schedule a discovery call? For what, the prospect says? Well, I'd love to introduce our company. Well, most of them probably hang up. They don't really care. They'll tell you no. And that's the thing. The prospect isn't rejecting you. They're rejecting uncertainty. And you never sell meetings. You sell outcomes. That's the difference. Watch. Notice the difference here. Hey, I'd love to show you our company. Versus, I found 3 things costing you money. I did some research before I reached out to you, Janet. By the way, Janet, didn't want to tell you have a beautiful name, but Janet, I just want to take 6 minutes to show you the 3 things that I found that might be potentially costing you money. You see, one creates curiosity, one creates work. People avoid work. People pursue value. You don't want to, hey, the more work you give them, the less they're interested. It's common sense to me. Hey, drop down to module 2 here. The brain doesn't buy meetings. Okay, the brain doesn't buy meetings. What do I mean by that? Brain doesn't buy meetings. Nathan, what do you mean by that? Hey, I didn't get the logo in there. I'll be good to go. I need a drink. But here's the thing. It's true. The brain burns calories making decisions, okay? Psychologists call this cognitive load. All right, cognitive load. And you have to realize, the harder you make something, the less likely someone is to do it, okay? And this is why, hey, when you're sending over your silly little Calendly links over there, what does that do? That destroys conversions, okay? And no, but it does. It's like it's not personable at all. Now they have to open the email. Click the darn link. Look at their calendar. Compare schedules. Choose a day, choose a time, and confirm. Every click increases the profitability. They disappear forever, right? You're making them do all this extra work. You need to reduce decisions. Instead, say, hey, I have Tuesday or Thursday. I have Tuesday at 2 or Thursday at 10:30. Which one works better? Now there isn't a decision whether to meet. There's only which option, okay? Notice what happened is I eliminated decision fatigue, and this is called reducing friction. Obviously, you know what reducing friction is, but it's obviously the easiest. Just look at it like this. The easiest path almost always wins. So if I can get the scheduling accomplished for my prospect before the initial meeting, I'm good to go, right? They'll actually probably show up, build a little bit of value to the meeting. Anyways, let's drop down to module 3 here. Curiosity beats persuasion. Yes, curiosity beats persuasion. Look, most salespeople explain too much, okay? Elite salespeople explain almost nothing. Curiosity creates motion. Information creates resistance. So instead of saying, hey, we help accounting firms increase profitability, why don't you try this instead? I noticed something your competitors are doing that you probably aren't. I did some research before I made this call, Janet. Just wanted to let you know. Do you have 5 minutes? We'll be able to knock that out quick. Boom, that's it. The brain cannot tolerate unanswered questions, and I call that information gap. You see, curiosity is psychological tension. People naturally seek to close the gap, and this is why mystery constantly outperforms explanation. You don't owe prospects the whole movie, just the trailer, baby, just the trailer. And that's how you got to look at it. Hey, I don't need to give them I need to figure out what they need to hear. Questions, baby, questions. Build value. Hey, so module 4, stop asking for time. Right? Stop asking for time. I got to shift you out of this mindset. I got to get you into one of the biggest mindset shifts there is, okay? It's not that I'm asking for time. I'm asking for permission. So I know I just smacked you in the face with a ton of knowledge, but no, it's true. Notice these differences here. So can we schedule 30 minutes versus would you be opposed to taking a quick look? One feels like commitment. The other feels like, hey, curiosity. I'm curious. What's going on here? And humans protect commitments, right? They don't protect curiosity. Let me give you another elite shift, okay? So like, don't ask, can I schedule a meeting? You sound like a dork, right? Instead, say this. Would it make sense to explore whether this is even worth talking about? Do you see the difference? Like, pressure disappears, that control remains, and that psychology wins constantly. And that's what it's all about, right? I always want to win. I don't like losing. I don't know about you guys, but I like winning. I like winning, right? As I'm drinking out of this little baby water. All right, so module 5, value before calendar. Okay, value before calendar. This alone will separate you from, I don't know, probably, 90, I'm just making it up, 95% of salespeople, okay? Never make meeting the value. Okay, never make the meeting the value. That's what I'm saying. So the meeting should be about the insight, okay? Make the insight the value of the meeting. So let me better phrase this. Make the meeting about how your service or product is actually going to change where this person's currently at or solve their current pain, right? So, for example, instead of saying, I'd love to show you our software, say, I found something that can save your business thousands of dollars. If it isn't valuable, we'll end the conversation in 5 minutes. Now the meeting isn't the product, it's the darn information. People buy access to knowledge. Think about it. They've been doing it there forever. Not calendars, but information. And this is what doctors understand, lawyers, consultants, and as a salesperson too. You need to re-identity frame yourself as a high-valued salesperson, and that way that you'll gravitate more towards learning and education and knowledge and doing things to increase your performance when it comes to sales. So, module 6, elite salespeople create momentum. No, but like it's true. Momentum to me is like inertia. It's invisible, right? And every interaction should make the next interaction easier. So you get a LinkedIn view, you think about a thoughtful email, a voicemail, a follow-up, a personalized insight that you want to maybe send over to someone that you already spoke with. I'm big on videos. Like if you can take a video and send it to them, that makes things so much better. Each touch does reduce that uncertainty. The only reason they don't buy is because they're not certain. So the more that we can reduce uncertainty about things, the better, right? And the biggest mistake is believing one perfect message exists. It doesn't, okay? I mean, I know a lot of things to get people to reply, but they don't work on every individual, right? It's just not how it works. It's trust compounds, familiarity compounds, recognition compounds. Humans buy from what's familiar, not what's random, okay? Let's drop down to module 7 here. The psychology of micro-commitment. Stop asking people to marry you, right? Especially on the first day. Ask them to the darn dance first. Hey, don't get too crazy with it now, okay? There's typically stages to it before you're in bed, right? You got to kiss, hug, right? Going to like get married, do all those things. Got to do all those things first, right? Instead, guys, just schedule a demo. Would it be all right if I sent over a 2-minute breakdown? Once they say yes, they're psychologically more likely to continue saying yes. This is commitment and consistency, one of the strongest principles ever discovered in behavioral psychology. Elite salespeople understand this. Every yes makes the next yes easier. And I just want to say, yes, you need a lot of yeses. Yes, you do need a lot of yeses in your conversations, but you also do need some no's to all you sales gurus out there on the internet. But shoot, I'd rather have a lot of yes. It's hard to say no when you said yes a bunch of times, right? I don't care about studies and all that silly analytics. I just go off common sense. And I think that's why I know what I'm talking about and those people don't. So module 8, become someone worth meeting, right? Here's the uncomfortable truth. People don't book appointments because of your calendar. They book because of your perceived value, your content, like your reputation, your expertise, your confidence, your ability to diagnose problems, okay? The less selling you have to do, the better. Authority lowers perceived risk. In sales, is simply the transfer of certainty. So become someone prospects believe is worth listening to. Appointments become inevitable. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys can engineer those appointments and get them into the darn sales conversation and shut them down. You'll never struggle to fill your calendar again. All right, I'll see you in the next one.